Hi Flosstube. I'm going to be doing a quick update today for the month of November and what I stitched in November. Anyway, I have a cold, so I might sound a little stuffy. I hope that doesn't bother you too much. I'll try to speak as loud as I can and not sound too gross. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start. I have a few fully finishes, and I have some whips, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of my haul that finally arrived. That was for the month of October, for my birthday haul. So anyway, let's get started. So, November was kind of a crazy month. I didn't get as much stitching done as I wanted to, but yeah, I think I did okay regardless. I definitely am happy that I have so many fully finishes, and that's pretty exciting. Actually, this year has been a really good year for finishes. I think this is the most finishes I've ever had. I'm not exactly sure the full amount, but yeah, I think I'm going to just roughly guess and say 30. But most of those are small things, and most of that amount is because I've done all these little fairies. But I think that's really cool that I have so many, and I've never had that many finishes before, and I've never. Usually, in the past when I cross stitch, I only had maybe 1 or 2 finishes throughout the year because I wasn't cross stitching all the time. So, yay! I think that's exciting. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've done with the fairies. Here's the first one. And here's the second. Oops. Third. Oh, and here's what I'm using for the back. Just some pretty fabric I found. Oh, and here's number 4. And number 5. The same backing on those. I do change the ribbon up though. I change between a red and a green. Just what I had on hand. Oops. And here is number 7. Here's number 8. Here's number 9. Here's number 10. Here's number 11. And that's where I stopped because I ran out of glue sticks. Hot glue sticks. That's how I've been finishing it. Since I didn't really think I had enough time to do the little small pillow ornaments on my machine, I decided just to do the piece of cardboard with just hot glue and fabric backing. So it works. It's quick. But unfortunately, I ran out of glue sticks and I need to go to the craft store. Well, anyway, here's 12. And here's 13. Here's 14. Here's 15. Here's 16. Here's 17. Here's 18. Here's 19. Excuse me. Here's 20. Here's 21. Here's 22. Here's 23. Now, for 23, this was, she had like a little Santa outfit on, but I changed the color to green because I wanted her to look like more of an elf. And I did little French knots with some acrylic. I don't know if you could see that. Probably not too well. To look like she has bells on her feet. So anyway. And for 24, I went ahead and made like a little Santa Claus one. And the last one is this one. And I bought a special gold ribbon for that. It's pretty. So anyway, those are all the fairies. I'm almost done and making them ornaments. I'll get there. My daughter is hanging them on the tree, even though we're kind of doing it out of order, because for an Advent you're supposed to be a countdown, but since the way kind of I finished it and kind of I'm out of order, we're just going by the days of the month, which works fine. We can always switch it up again next year, so we work with how we can make it work. Anyway, and I have a couple of other finishes I think I forgot to show. Anyway, this is Ho Ho Ho. This was from, I don't think I have the book with me. This is Better Homes and Garden, I think 2001 cross stitch patterns. Oh, I just made that. That was really cute. And this is from World of Cross Stitch December 2014 issue. It's in that snow, and I kind of changed it up a little bit. I used silver acrylic for the snowflake, and I added beads to it, so just to give it a little more sparkle. And then this is Katie the Kitty by Brooke Nolans. I finished this, I think, in December of last year, I think, if I remember correctly. I finally finished it, but before I finished it, I decided to take out the number, because I just decided I didn't want to do the Advent when I made these. I just wanted to have the little characters and just make them ordinary ornaments. And she turned out really cute. Oh, and also I didn't do like the candy cane border. I just wanted it like that, just to have the kitty cat. And then I just did a felt back. Oh, all these have felt backs to it. And then this is Peter the polar bear. He's my favorite. He's so cute. Again, I took out the number and I added some snowflakes around him, and then I also did some back stitching in a gray, just to, oh sorry, there's my finger again, just to kind of make him stand out a little bit more, because in Brooke's demonstration of these ornaments, she stitched on a light blue, but unfortunately I didn't have any light blue at the time. I just had some white scratched fabric. I can't think. Anyway, just some white leftover fabric, and so that's what I used. But since the polar bear is white, you couldn't really see him that much, so I just I outlined him in gray, just to kind of let him stand out a little bit more. And he's really cute. He's one of my favorites. And I just did a felt back on that too. So yeah, those are hanging on my tree. I don't know for how long. They might end up being Christmas gifts. We'll see. Okay, sorry. I need to get a drink of water real quick. Oh, thank you for being patient with me. I seem like when I'm always making these videos, I'm sick. It's just unfortunately what happens when I have a low immune system, and I just seem to catch everything. So my first whip is Let It Go, and oh, I forget her name, but I know her Etsy shop name. It's Frigid Stitch on Etsy, and I'm making this for my daughter, and this is what I've got so far. It's the lyrics to Let It Go song, and I'm not going to sing because I will probably sound like Kermit the Frog right now trying to sing it. Speaking of which, my new needle minder I made. It's a little frog. I need to take off that, but I just haven't gotten to it. So anyway, that's what I've gotten so far. It's a little slow because it's a dark navy Ada, and it's hard to stitch on. It's because it's darker and it's hard to see the holes and where to put the stitch. So, and unfortunately, when I have time to do this at night, sorry, let me try that again. When I do stitch on this, it's at nighttime when my daughter is in bed and when she's not around. So I don't have the best of light because I don't have the natural light, and I do have like a piece of white paper on my lap, or I have a computer screen or something white underneath. That way I could see it, but it's still very slow going, and it's taking time. But I hope once finals are over with school, when I have more time to stitch, I will be able to finish this in time for Christmas for my daughter. I don't have too much more to go. I think this is half of it, I think, and I have like another half. I think. I have to look at the pattern again. So that's what I've got on that. Oops. And I did get some stitching done on Rainbow Trails by Joan Elliott. Not a whole lot, but I did get some time done, some stitching done. I just basically did one color, which is this like light gold, and I was actually looking at it the other day, and I might have to redo the section right here because I'm off one row. I miscounted, which happens. I shouldn't, stitch when I'm sick. I should learn that by now, but I haven't. I still want to, and I think, oh, I'll be fine, and I always end up making more mistakes when I'm sick when I try to stitch. But oh well, it's still turning out lovely. I'm hoping that this month I will be able to finish this section of her cloak and fill it in. She's so pretty, and I really enjoy stitching her, and I wish I had more time to. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to show is the rest of my haul from October. This finally came in. It was an order from, I'm going to say this shop name wrong, I'm sure, because I don't have it written down. I think it's Stitching Bits and Bobs, I think. Anyway, this is the Dance of the Winter Solstice. Oh, I'm sorry about the glare. Maybe I can take it out. No, it's in its wrapping. Anyway, hopefully you can see that. Not too bad, I think. Anyway, it's a really pretty pattern. This is, again, one I've wanted for several years now, and it's part of a series. And this is Dance of the Summer Solstice. Isn't her dress beautiful? I love the bluebirds here. and it's so pretty. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so that's the rest of my haul that came in. And I'm going to be trying to do a couple of what the other stitchers are doing on Flosstube and in the community, is going on a stash diet. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy anything at all for the whole year, but I'm going to just try to buy the things that I really want, and it's something that's been on my mind for a while. And I think that's the best way to do it when buying things. It's like, when you think about that thing, think about whatever you want for several months or weeks or whatever length of time, then it's probably meant that you probably really want to buy it, and that's probably the best way. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do for the next upcoming year, is when I buy things, if it's something I've been thinking about for a great length of time, then it's probably what I'm going to buy. So anyway, but I'm not going to be buying as much for next year, because even though this year I've had more finishes, like I said, than I usually have in the past, I've also acquired quite a bit of stash. But that's okay. Most of it, what I've bought, has been from the thrift store, and I'm probably going to keep on doing that because I love finding thrift store finds. But there's been other things too, like I've bought a lot of kits and a lot of other orders here and there from online shops. So I'm just going to try to cut down a little bit and just try to stitch from what I have. And anyway, and also I know a lot of people have been making stitching plans for the upcoming year, and I've been thinking about it, and I thought, well, maybe I should make a yearly plan like I did last year, but I noticed that when I did that last year, it didn't really work out too well for me. I just had too many changes in my life going on, and just craziness. So I think for the upcoming year, instead of doing a yearly plan of what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to do monthly goals and just work by the month and see what I want to stitch for the upcoming month. And I'll take it from there. And also, I kind of discovered this about myself this year, is that I really enjoy doing small projects like this. It's something that I find that is really enjoyable for me, instead of working on the larger ones. And so I think I'm going to have more of those, because it's fun to me. It makes stitching fun for me. So I think that's probably what I will be doing more of in the upcoming year. So anyway, thank you everyone for listening. I hope I wasn't too, my voice wasn't too soft and scratchy. I hope next video will be better and I will not be sick. Anyway, I would like to wish everyone happy holidays and a happy new year. Take care, everyone.